Future TV. I'm your host, Chris Kalabukas, and once again we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California, the innovation capital of the world. We're talking innovation, startups, the future. Not necessarily those, not necessarily in that order. And today, I'm going to talk about a giant new market. That's right, folks. A giant new market for your products and services, which is right under your nose, and you may not even know about it. What am I talking about? Well, I'm not talking about women. I'm not talking about children. I'm not talking about men. I'm not talking about old people, young people, gay people, white people, straight people. I'm talking about the introvert. That's right, folks. The introvert. We have in our technological prowess and technological, what's the word I'm looking for? Advancement. We have created a generation or two now of individuals who cannot interrelate face to face. You and I can talk to each other. We are now talking to each other, or I am talking to you over technology. We are creating an entire generation of introverts. We are creating an entire generation of people who can barely speak to each other face to face. When you look at something like Tinder, I mean, if you ask me, Tinder is basically sex dating for introverts. I mean, have we ever before in the history of humankind had an app where you can have an intimate relationship with somebody without even really meeting them or getting to know them or even exchanging a few words with them? Technology has turned us all into introverts. There was a great article the other day about a guy who basically sat at home and worked from home and had everything delivered to him. He didn't even need to interact with anybody except for maybe the delivery guy, and all his other interactions were through Skype, were through YouTube, were through WhatsApp, were through all sorts of other technological mediums. His interface to the world was an interface. So we're creating this huge new market, if you ask me, of people who are introverted, people who prefer to sit behind a screen, behind a camera, just like I am now, and talk to people that way. They don't want to go to events. They don't want to talk to people directly. They don't even want to talk to people on the phone. They don't even want to talk to people synchronously, really. They'd much prefer to have a WhatsApp conversation where they can be sending voice notes to each other so that they control the conversation, as opposed to an actual something like FaceTime or Skype, where they're visually looking at the other person, and it's almost like being in the same place. So once we've created this huge market of introverts, which, if you ask me, all social media, all social networking is contributing to that. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you have those things, you don't need to talk to somebody face to face anymore, do you? You can just post a little thing on their Facebook wall and boom, the communication happens. And LinkedIn, what's all the rage now when it comes to selling? Social selling. Do you really need to meet that person in face to face? Do you really need to talk to them on the phone? No, do all of your conversations over LinkedIn. It might not be there yet, but it's getting there. So I say to you, startup founders, thinking of a new idea, thinking about some way to tap a huge untapped market that's never been tapped. Actually, it's been tapped quite a bit. But the question is, now that you know the market is out there, what kinds of products and services can you generate for that market? What kind of things can you do to address that huge market of introverts who are out there? Just take any social situation which introverts have issues with and create something new around them. Think of it this way. I think introverts would love to go out with their friends, but they hate hanging around other people. So how about a bar, which is full of little pods where people can just sit inside them and talk to each other through those means? I mean, the ideas are boundless if you just think of introverts as a market and then go to town. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.